beautiful people, what is going on? Hope you're all having an amazing day. Today is another segment of Let's Talk Mentality. Now, for everyone who's new to my channel and new to this video, this segment is totally based on my personal experiences. I'm no mental health professional whatsoever. It's just me sharing my experiences just so everybody else can relate and be able to share their experiences as well. I just feel like I want to create that community and just have that opportunity for people to go somewhere, know that there's people out there that are going through all these different things every single day. And I just think it's important to just share those experiences with as many people as possible. Just a communal place really where you feel safe and able to express all these things. So something I want to talk to you about today, which will be Let's Talk Mentality episode 2, disempowerment. Now with disempowerment, it's all about when somebody makes you feel less confident about yourself and undervalued as a person. It's something that can happen with anybody, and it's definitely something that I feel like is one of the things amongst mental health. You know, when I talked about last week where it was all about the tree when you had all the roots beneath the ground, disempowerment is one of the things in relation to mental health in terms of how it can trigger anxiety, make you feel depressed and really bad about yourself, really down, self-loathing, just a lot of aspects like that. And I feel like, you know, even the word itself, like disempowerment, is such a strong word and something that I feel like a lot of people can relate to. One of the first experiences I had with disempowerment was when I went to start something new a couple of years ago, and it was something to really get my teeth into. It's something I'd never done before, so it was a challenging, exciting experience, meeting new people and just being able to develop myself in what I was, you know, working within at the time. I was there for 3 weeks into what I was doing. There was this person, obviously I'm not going to mention names, places or anything, it's all confidential, but this person was very authoritative and just had this power about them where it was very much anything they said went. It was their opinion and nobody else's. They were in total control of situations. You know, when you come into new things, it takes more than a few weeks to build and grow and, you know, be able to be at the level that you want to be at. And obviously I'd only just started, it wasn't a very long time at all. And at one point this person walked up to me and in these exact words said, "I don't see you doing what you want to do in future. You don't have the ability to build relationships with people. I just don't see it, and I shouldn't be doing something because of this, like literally this sign. I shouldn't be doing things because of this." And at the time it didn't really sink in, just the fact that this person was saying all these things. It was very much, you know, as if you were having a conversation with somebody normally. And then I went away from it and I thought, actually, what's just happened? You don't do that. As a person and an individual, you do not tell somebody that they can't do something. It was like their opinion mattered so much that they had to say this. It wasn't even constructive criticism. It was very negative and just absolutely disgusting. For me personally, I could never go and say to somebody, I didn't see them doing this, or they shouldn't be doing things because of other things. It was just the atmosphere, it was very negative, completely disrespectful. When you build yourself with somebody and you instill all this confidence in you, and then somebody just goes and takes it like that, you literally think, what? Why would somebody do that? Like, what validation have they got to be able to say that to you and believe that that's the truth? It made me feel really devalued and in a way unworthy. And that's the thing, I'm all for constructive criticism and making yourself better, because at the end of the day that's how you grow and that's how you build as an individual. But it was just plain wrong. It was all about this person, it was all about what mattered to them. That was like the end of the conversation, and I just thought, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing here? And yeah, it just no. So obviously took myself away from that situation in the end, because that should never be happening. And another incident of disempowerment was actually when I was about 7 or 8 years old. I was at school and we just went on a visit to a zoo. Then the next day we had to paint a picture of an animal we saw. and I think I did something like a red panda or something like that, and just having it up in the tree. And then my teacher came by and told me my branches that I painted for this tree, bearing in mind I was 7 or 8 years old, were too thick. She went and got some paint, brushed it all over my work, and told me to go outside and look at some trees. Literally sent me outside to go look at some trees to then go back and paint it again. Sorry, are we like, what? Again, it was somebody's personal opinion that became validated for them to say that this was the right thing to say to this person. And bearing in mind I was a child, you don't go and say that to a child. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Moral of the story is, when somebody feels like that they can disempower you, they can't. One of the first things I will say is, if somebody disempowers you, or you feel like you're feeling disempowered, don't listen to what they have to say. You need to have, that self-confidence in yourself, and obviously people that validate who you are just as you are, and not having all these other things that you should have. You should just be yourself. You should be able to do what you want. You should be able to have that sense of, I can do this. At the end of the day, if somebody is telling you all these things, it's something wrong on their part. It's nothing to do with you whatsoever. Second, remove yourself from the situation if you can, to the point where you're not involved with that person, which I know can be difficult depending on who that person is. But if you're able to remove yourself, or be able to just pick yourself up and feel like, okay, that's their opinion, what's my opinion? It's your validation, and it's what makes you feel empowered and makes you feel amazing about yourself. That's all that matters at the end of the day. It's your opinion and what you think about yourself and what you can do. It's not up to other people to tell you how you should be, or what you're not doing, or what you should be doing. It's all on you. One of the other things I did when this happened was I spoke to somebody about it, somebody that I trusted, because at the end of the day, somebody you trust and knows you really well, they will be honest with you, and they will tell you, were they right to say those things? And at the time when I told somebody that I trusted, they were like absolutely disgusted and said, that's just plain wrong, like you do not do that to somebody. It was just having that extra validation that it wasn't, me, it was somebody else's problem that they were thinking this. That's their call. The real message that I want to get from disempowerment for you guys is, please do not let anyone disempower you or make you feel undervalued, or that you should be doing better things. You should just be focusing on what you want to do. You should be able to obtain anything you want to do, and that's it. Disempowerment is such a powerful emotion, and it's something that can really instantly change your feelings from those situations, especially the one that happened a couple of years ago. It really made me feel down about myself. It just made me feel anxious to even step foot into that situation again and have to face it, because nobody should have to feel like that. And it was to the point where I just didn't want to go anywhere. I went into self-destruct mode, and all these questions in my head, and I was thinking, what is going on? And there's another thing that I will mention as well that I found from a really amazing coach, and I'm so happy that he has said this, because I've taken this on board with me since I heard it. It's, don't listen to yourself, talk to yourself. Because when you talk to yourself out loud, like for example me, I'm talking to myself on a camera. Obviously I'm talking to you guys, but talking to yourself, it just really helps in explaining the situation and really getting it out, having that opportunity to ask yourself, okay, so this person said this, what do I think about it? Do I agree with them? Do I feel like there could be improvements, or am I completely happy with myself? What is it that I need to do for myself? What makes me feel empowered? Like, that's what you should be focusing on. What makes you feel empowered? What makes you want to go that extra mile for yourself? What makes you pursue? What makes your ambition just go? And there's all these different things. That's just what I wanted to get from the video today for you guys, was just to really make you think and really make you feel that you are a person, you are an empowering person, and nobody has the right to make you feel disempowered. That's the whole truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. And that's it. That's all the advice and tips and stories of disempowerment that I have for you guys. Really hope you enjoyed it and really took something from it. Let me know what your experiences of disempowerment are, because I feel like this is a really strong emotion to scratch beneath the surface, because I think sometimes it can feel a bit, at the time, it's not really an emotion, but when you take yourself away from the situation, it becomes that emotion. And that's where you just need to really sit down with yourself and just be mindful of who you are, what it is that you deserve to give yourself as a person, rather than thinking what anybody else needs to tell you or think that they need to tell you. Really don't agree that people should be able to validate what's wrong and what's right for you, and what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be able to do. I think that's complete rubbish. That's all I have for disempowerment. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below on what you feel disempowerment is, any experiences that you've had, any more mentality videos that you'd like me to talk about in future, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take care.